Okay, I'm so excited about this. I just have to share because I sporadically, impulsively, which is true to my character, bought the Audible version of this book. And part of me honestly was thinking, okay, well,
I don't really know how much is gonna apply to me,
but I love to support Jaime. She's awesome. I've met her personally, her brand, her story, like,
what's to lose?
My mind has been blown. Hold on a sec, let me grab it. New book just out called Supermaker. You might not be familiar with Jaime Schmidt, but you are probably familiar with Schmidt Naturals. These are the deodorants and soaps that I remember seeing like maybe 3 years ago and thinking like, I don't know, that seems interesting. Not ever really thinking about what that would mean to have a product on that scale. I listen to a lot of books. It's like kind of a problem, but this book was so worth it, was so great that I had to make this video to break out some of the lessons. I really feel like there are a lot of books that are like, okay, but this one, if you have a plan or a hope or a dream to create anything, and we're talking physical products or showing up here on YouTube, creating online courses, anything like that that involves putting yourself out there, building something that starts in your mind, this book is for you. Let me show you why. And if we haven't met before, hi, I'm Goodrich. I'm a photographer and content creator, and my favorite thing in life is empowering other people to own their special, charismatic sauce and to show up on video to build their personal brand, create leverage, and be able to parlay that into creating the life vision that they've always loved. So I'm all about giving you tools, and this, my friend, is a serious, serious tool. If you aren't familiar with the backstory, let me give it to you in a tiny little nutshell. Jaime Schmidt is based here in Portland, Oregon, and about 7 years ago, she started making batches of natural deodorant in her kitchen, testing things out and trying to just follow her passion because she was lost and confused and doing jobs that were lighting her up, and she started in this journey. Cut to a few years later, she built, scaled, grew the thing to a point that Unilever, which is like huge in personal care, acquired her brand for a 9-figure amount. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's a lot. This book is all about her journey, how to get there. What I love about it is that it's not just glossing over all the stuff. It's not the Cinderella story, the American dream. It really goes in and shows in detail all the bumps and bruises along the way and literally operates as a roadmap. Also, I just want you to see this. Like, I can't read very well. My brain, it tires out. I can't focus. So I actually listen to all of the books that I
read.
I have been an Audible gal since, I don't know, 2012, 2013, and my list of titles in my library is crazy. It's 100% nonfiction and all about leveling up as a human being and as a maker and as a creator.
which there's a link in the description if you want to try it for a little bit of a discount.
First of all, I just need you to look at this. Like, the way that it is designed is just cool and beautiful and broken up in such a visual way. I'm so glad that I actually have this because it's so cool seeing how it's designed and the care for it. It's a very visual experience. This is what I love. Perhaps not surprisingly, I didn't set out with deodorant as my destination. And I feel like she really explains this in this book, but it's such a key point to think about. We really have no idea what our thing is going to be. Everybody says, follow your passion. And it's tough when you don't exactly know what it is. And what she highlights in this book that's so amazing is that she had to go through a lot to figure out what she really wanted to do and test it to see if it turned out to be something that could be a viable way to make a living. Then these are these sections that I love. After every chapter, she recaps and really spells things out for you in a way that you can really retain it. Success looks different for everybody, so you have to define yours. How many times have we got caught up in our ideas of what success should be? And what I love that she outlines in her book is her journey to figuring out what her thing is and really getting outside versions of success where people from the outside looking in would think, oh yeah, she's definitely making it. She has a high-powered job. But internally understanding that that wasn't her thing. And there are a few moments where she goes from high-paying jobs to like barely making anything in order to really start down this path and reset to really get more in tune with who she is and where she's gonna go. Okay, this is one of those moments when I heard it, I was like, oh my God, thank you. Because this is so the journey of YouTube. This is so the journey of anything. You ready? I was starting to realize that no one was going to take my business as seriously before I did. Even though I was making products in my kitchen and pouring them into the grocery store mason jars, even though I still had a desk job, even though I didn't have any sort of a business plan, even though from the outside it may have looked otherwise, I still considered myself an entrepreneur and called Schmidt's a business. Only because I took myself seriously could customers shop, owners and market and organizers do the same. How true is this, that when you're starting in the beginning of something, nobody really has faith. Like, it's hard for us. We're all trapped in our own ideas of what something is and what something could be and what's possible for someone. Like, we all have our own limitations and people project that onto you. They don't mean to, but we all do. And it's really important to understand that the whole world can have this kind of idea of what you're doing, but if you have this vision, it's so important to stay true and really take yourself seriously. I love translating this back to building your brand with video, because you're gonna start to make videos, you're gonna start to put yourself out there, and people are going to have their own reactions and not be able to see the potential or the why in what you're doing it. And this was so true for me, that people had the best of intentions, but they didn't understand that this was something to take seriously for a long time. It wasn't until one of my videos popped that it became clear, like,
oh, this is serious.
I had to hold that vision, and I didn't always have it, right? Like, I wavered at points. What I love is seeing this, such a clear example of her taking herself seriously before anybody else did. And because of that, creating this business that then people had to take note of. This is the gold. If you only take one thing away from this video, this is it. Say yes now, then figure out how. This theme is repeated over and over in the book, and she spells out and shows to you different moments when she said yes, internally freaking out and thinking,
I have no idea how I'm gonna make this happen.
It's because of jumping into those opportunities that she was able to really scale and grow. How real is this? How many of us are faced with moments where there's that why in the road that you're thinking,
Should I, shouldn't I don't know, can I?
Even applying for a job, like, how many of us don't do it, self-censor and think, I don't know. What I love about this that is so applicable to life, to creating, to making, to building anything, when the opportunity presents itself and you have that internal butterfly in your stomach sort of feeling, just say yes. Even though you might not know the how will reveal itself if you combine that kind of enthusiasm and curiosity in how to make it happen, but really leveraging those opportunities. Oh my gosh, and then this one, hello, hallelujah, bookkeeping basics. I am somebody who is not good with money. Well, let me rephrase. I am somebody who historically has not been as great with money as I would like to be. I have grown, and I would like to continue to grow so I can improve my relationship with money and make sure that it's handled and cared for in the best way possible. These are so many things that I didn't myself think about. And such a great example of what she does in the book is really lay out lessons that going back she wish she had known and things that she wished she would have applied, and really spelling that out so we can glean that information and save ourselves from a lot of the roadblocks that can appear from not getting it right the first time. There's seriously so much in here. Part 2, make it exceptional. This video is getting to be really long, so I'm going to wrap it up with this one. But this is a key point that I love, love, love so much. Mind your own business. Don't get distracted by the competition. Invest in what makes your product singular. When we're thinking about YouTube, it's us. We're the product, right? What we do, the way we approach things. It's so easy to look at what other people are doing, to look at their metrics and see how well they're doing, and to really get down about ourselves and start to devalue the things that make us unique. And that's what's so amazing about this book, is this reminder that, like, you can double down on being you. You can double down on the thing that you do, and by tuning out the noise and really lasering in to who you are, that's going to be the differentiating factor. I talk about this
I haven't eaten today.
I talk about this a lot when I teach, this idea of a cultural constellation that I made up. It's a combination of your identity, your experiences, and your values. Nobody has had the experiences that you've had mixed with your cultural, ethnic, spiritual background, mixed with the values and what drives you and your passion. This is completely unique to you. And by you showing up and being authentic and being you, that's the differentiating factor. And if you lean into that and you push that hard and you show up as you, that's really going to be the X factor that makes you successful. This is a great example. How many people do book reviews on YouTube? A lot. And a lot of them do them really well. And yes, was there a part of me that was like, oh,
This is a new thing for you, Gia, and I don't know.
There are so many people that do it really well.
yes, but I'm me. My process is my process. I am who I am. These ways that I'm making these connections between the book and what we can glean out of it is going to be different than other people. There's Jamie. I love her. I could literally go on and on with this book. Like, there's just so many moments and details that are so beautiful and I appreciate so much. I just could not give it a higher recommendation. Whether you know the thing that you want to make, or you're curious about what your potential is, or you're just kind of confused about what's possible, or sense that you have these limiting beliefs, I highly, highly, highly recommend you get this book. It's the perfect mix of step-by-step and storytelling. It's so inspiring. What I love is that it reminds us that that voice, that passion, that gut, that impulse, whatever you want to call it, that sense of internal knowing that's like right here, I almost fell, that is always going to lead us to where we need to be. It might not lead you to be like a multimillionaire, but it's definitely going to be the thing that leads you to the success that you define on your own terms. I'm gonna leave a link below to the book. I hope you get it. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up so that I know and that it helps the video in the algorithm. And I'm gonna say something that very few YouTubers say. Instead of watching either of these awesome videos, which you totally could, I maybe recommend pausing on the internet for a moment and just brainstorming about the things that you want to create. Spending some time imagining the possibilities, because I firmly believe that you have something that the world needs. You have a voice, you have an idea, you have something about yourself that we need. And it's just a matter of starting. Okay, that's it. I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. Bye.